Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Welcome. Let's make sure it was the right angle. I hope everybody is doing well. This will be a fun one tonight, guys. Got a lot of different things to talk about. Obviously, the topic is it safe? And we'll get into that. Saving that for a little bit later. Got a few other things I want to address first, of course. Um, but we'll get into that shortly. First of all, before we get going, like I said again, welcome everybody to the stream and hope everybody had a good day. Today's recovery day. If you can kind of see, I think you can kind of just from this side of my face to this side, I'm swollen all through here uh, and a little sore. Not doing too bad though, I'll be honest with you. I did bleed for a while last night and probably to about 2:30 in the morning. It was still bleeding. So uh, it was, like you said, it was deep roots. But definitely feel better today. I'm still very tired. I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest with you. But I definitely feel a lot better than I did yesterday. And, as each day goes on, it'll get better and the swelling will go down, hopefully heal up pretty good. And then we'll go from there. But, glad, I'll be honest with you. I could not even imagine in a post event trying to take care of cavities or teeth that are bad in a post event. Wouldn't even want to be honest with you. I would say, So, anyway, I do want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be safe, be kind. In the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those simple, easy rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue, we'll boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate it. We have good talks. We have a good crowd of people that come into these chats, and we want to keep it that way. And, so the other thing I want to remind everybody too, if you have a question, and please all cap locks for me. So you'll probably notice too, I haven't shaved. I probably won't shave for a few more days because my face is really sore. So I'm not going to shave one side of my face and not the other. But that will, so you'll get to see a few days beard growth on there by the time this is said and done. But like I said, I do feel better. I want to get back up and moving and grooving, doing some stuff. So, but anyway, all right. First thing I want to talk about, and there's actually a bunch of things I want to talk about tonight, a lot, and we're going to get into the main thing of is it safe later in the stream. So you're going to have to stick around to hear what that one is going to be. But I got a lot of other very interesting things that I wanted to share with you first. Okay. So first of all, I want to talk about these two California fires. All right. Right now we got the Dixie fire going, and that one started on the 14th of July. That one has burned 844,081 acres so far. It is only 52% contained, making it the second largest wildfire ever in history of since they started recording these wildfires in California. The one that set the record, yes, it was last year. And that one was the let's see, the complex fire, and that one burned more than 1 million acres. But again, the Dixie fire, as of right now, is only 52% contained. So they are getting ahead of it a little bit, but it's still it's got a chance to. I probably will break the record as far as wildfires. The other fire that's going on right now is the Calder Fire. That's been going since the 14th of August, and that one has already burned 204,390 acres. Okay, and that one's only 20% contained. Now, what do this year's the Dixie Fire and the Calder Fire? They have the distinction of being the only two fires ever in all the history of the wildfires out there since they've been recording it, obviously. Okay, since they've been recording this, they have the distinction of being the first and second wildfire that has gone up one side of the Sierra Mountains and down the other side. Now, in the past, there's been enough moisture once it got up to those higher elevations of the Sierra Mountains where it stopped the fires. Not this year. This year, because it's been so dry out there, it has caused a lot of problems out there. So that I found to be unbelievably interesting. Unbelievably interesting. So I kind of wanted to share that with you. But again, that's what happens. So second thing I want to talk about, all right, the jobs report. Let's talk about the jobs report for a second. So the jobs report for August, they added 235,000 jobs according to their records of new jobs added in August. Now the prediction was 600,000 jobs. All right. So obviously much lower than they had predicted. And so I thought that was quite interesting as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction here. And I am going to say that September's job report, when that one does come in for the month of September, when that is all said and done, this month, obviously, that's going to be a huge number of new jobs. And we're going to talk about why that's going to be a new record. Okay. The reason, one of the reasons that I believe that will be a new record is Ed, the sun is heat is killing my tomato plants too hot. Yeah, it's tough. I mean that's where a greenhouse actually does help if it's vented properly. I need to put in vents in the top of my greenhouse that I can open so that heat can escape. The side vents are nice because it really does help with the airflow, but that heat is trapped in there and it gets really hot. But when you're out in the open and they're exposed to that heat all day long, that definitely makes a difference. So if you can regulate the temperature by having a greenhouse and having that more protected, it definitely makes a big difference with your crops. And then again, hail and rain and all that type of stuff is not going to destroy your crops if you have that greenhouse. All right, so why do I think so? And I don't normally make predictions, right? I don't normally make predictions, but this is the one time I'm going to make an exception. I may say things are going to happen, but this one I'm definitely going to say the September jobs reports, when that one does come in at the end of this month, is going to be a new, huge, above and beyond what they're expecting. One of the reasons why, all right, there's a couple reasons why, and we're going to go over these type of things. As of the 5th of September, the extra benefits being paid out to the extra $300 a month for everybody that has been on unemployment is going to be ending. Okay, that's one reason. The other reason, and just so you know, in each state has the power. I want you to listen to this. This is important. Each state has the power to extend this if they want to by using the extra coronavirus money that they receive from the government to extend this if they wish to, each state. So my thought is, you think they're going to do that? You think they're going to do that? No, I don't think so. I don't think you're going to see that happen. They don't want to give that money up to us. They don't want to give us extra money. And they also know that a lot of people, and even though they won't admit it, but they will, it's true, that a lot of people have been sitting home waiting for these benefits to run out before they went out and got a job. Because if you were making that kind of extra money, why would you go out and work if you don't have to and still get that money? Um, it originally, if you remember when the whole thing started, it was an extra $600 a week. Then they cut it in half down to $300 a week extra on unemployment. The other thing is now, if you remember, normally unemployment benefits last 26 weeks. Well, they had extended it beyond the 26 weeks by, I think, 53 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, or if it was 53 weeks total because of the pandemic in that as well. That is also ending. Okay. So you're going to see a lot of people are going to have to go back to work. They're going to have to. So they're going to have to go out there and they're going to have to work. All right. Now, along with that, of course, we have the moratorium on the foreclosures and the evictions of people that have not paid the rent in their apartments. That is also ending. So it's like a three-headed monster all coming together at the same time. You're going to see a tremendous amount of evictions this month. You're going to see a lot of foreclosures started this month. You're going to see these things happening. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty in any way, shape, or form. When people get used to getting that kind of money, they don't want to go back to doing what they had to do before. That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay. The IRS is sending letters telling them to pay back their stimulus checks. What are you? I'm not sure what you mean. Who to pay back their stimulus checks? I'm not sure who they're talking about, Terrence. When you talk about that, if you would say that, let me know who they're talking about. Not everybody, I would imagine. I never even got the last one. Still haven't gotten it. Thought they had extended eviction in New York to January of 2022. That was the CDC had extended it, and then they brought it before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said no, that the CDC does not have the authority to stop that. So it has now continued on. So, but even if it was just the one thing, guys, even if it was just the ending of the extra benefits, even if it was just the ending of the extremely long unemployment that's been going on for a long time, that would be an issue. That would force people back to work. Okay, so Chris M said I never got the last stimulus check either. I didn't get the one before that. I got the first one. I got the first one, and that was it. I never got the second one, so I had to apply that one to my taxes this year. And I never got the third one. So I'm sure I'll have to do the same thing again. Anyway. So yeah, so that's going to be ending. Okay. Now here's the other part that I want you to remember. So why, hey, full of hope, Ed, Government Housing Department contacted me to ask if I would take unemployed as a tenant if they paid the rent. Wow. Wow. Well, if they pay the rent, why not? Right? That thank you for sharing that information. Obviously, you guys know if you know who Full of Hope is, she's over in Scotland. So I think that that's really an interesting thing. Yeah. Well, if the government said they'll pay, why not? Because you're guaranteed to get your check. So that's a good thing. Thank you very much for that information. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I got the first and third stimulus, but not the second. Patricia Banks said that. Well, the third one was the best one because they gave you $1,200 per person, in the household. So I would have gotten for me and Heather, I would have got $2,400. So never got it. So, but anyway, that is called UBI in Ireland. Just aren't calling it that. Universal basic income. Yeah, right. Exactly, Jane. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So here's the other interesting thing. So all the interest rates, if you guys have noticed, the interest rates have been very, very low. Car loans, mortgages, those type of things. If you're trying to get a loan, the interest rates have been low. Why have those interest rates been low? Here's an interesting take on that. Each month, the federal government has been spending $120 billion on government-backed bonds each month to keep the interest rates down and to increase spending in the economy. So, and speeding up the recovery as well. So, how long can they continue to do that? 120 billion a month in bonds. Think about that. That's craziness. It's just absolute craziness. Guys, what do we got? 537 in the chat. We're at 175 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you very much ahead of time for doing so. I do appreciate that. It also really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we get, the better it is for the channel between comments and thumbs up and thumbs down. But, I would prefer the thumbs up. The third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I thank you for doing it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. We recently just crossed 95,000 subscribers on the channel. As a lot of you already know, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I will have STD tattooed on me. So that's the goal. I just want you to know ahead of time, I plan on doing a huge giveaway when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I want to do a huge giveaway for you guys. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's my way too, once I hit 100,000, to show my appreciation for everything that all of you have done for me. It really, really, I had quite a few people in the chat got the jab and now have COVID. JJ, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to get into that. Got to give me a little bit of time here. I have a lot of information that I want to share with you guys on that. I have some thoughts, and I've been saving this for like literally 5 6 days. I've been going. I want to talk about this, but I'm going to wait for a stream. But we are definitely going to, we're going to get into that. Trolls should hit the thumbs down twice. Right? Exactly. Thank you, Asif. Thanks for the donation. But but anyway, hope to meet you in October at Pinball's Meetup. I will be there, Mary. I will be there in October. I'm going down to West Virginia here in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be working on stuff then. And then I will be going down again in October. So I do plan on being at Pinball's Get Together on that Saturday, the 16th of October. So that's going to be fun too. That's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting people that I haven't met before. Hopefully, meeting people that I've already met again. So now that it's an easier trip for them maybe to get to Tennessee than it is to come all the way up to New York. So looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So let's see. So yeah, so they're dumping money, they're printing money like crazy. Somebody just said keep printing money. Exactly. That doesn't help. Not realistically in the long term of things. That does not help because at some point will your will you will you betting STD the acronym or the whole quote? Just wondering. Okay, so what I'm going to do when I get it, Chelsea, in big block letters, it will say S, T, and D with a dot on each end of each one of those. And then underneath it, the rest of the word for step, thing, and day. But those will be the rest of the letters under, like, it would be the big S, and then T, step, the rest of it will be all small letters. And so that's how I plan on doing that. So it will be what you'll see from a distance, you will see STD, and you'll have to get closer to look at the rest of it. So that's kind of the way I'm going to do that. So I think it'll be neat. What I'm trying to do is if you guys, some of you may remember her, some of you may not. Kendall used to come up here when it was Heather, Noemi, and Kendall. The three of them were like the three amigos. They hung out all the time, and so Kendall used to come up here and hang out with us, and so did Noemi. But Kendall is now a tattoo artist, and so I'm trying to see if I can't get her to design and put that tattoo on me. So, and that'll be good for her. Hopefully, send her some business and stuff like that as well. So, that's the idea. So, may have to explain it more in to the future misses. Oh, there ain't gonna be no future misses. I will never. And I've said this before. I'll say this again. I have no intention of ever getting married again. No intention of doing that. Now, would I be in a committed long-term relationship with somebody? Absolutely. Right girl comes along, I absolutely would do that in a moment. But I I'm never ever 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 getting married again. Twice was enough. I learned my lesson. So yeah, twice was enough. But so anyway, all right. Shall we get into this, guys? Shall we get into this? Is it safe? Is it safe? Huh? I'm going to give you some statistics. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you this. Well, let's do this. Let's go with this route to start with. All right. Yeah, third time's a charm. No, I don't think so. I got a buddy of mine that just did it for the fourth time. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. So, all right. Uh, we all are required growing up to get vaccinations, right? We all had to get them. I mean, I think when I was a kid, I think there was like 13 vaccinations that we received. I think that it was by the time my kids were born, uh, it was up to 35 or something to that level. I mean, it got to be a lot more. But we're going to talk about polio for a second. Let's talk about polio, and this is one that is being used in comparison, to this vaccine that is happening now. So let's talk about polio. When you got your polio vaccine, and this is just a question, I'm putting this question out there. I would like you guys to answer this question in the comments. When you got your polio vaccine, right? Did you say, "Oh, Yeah, I still got polio, even though I got my polio vaccine, but it was a much, much milder case of polio. If I hadn't had the polio vaccine, it would have been much, much worse. How many of you have had that happen to you? I'm just curious. This is a curiosity question. So I'm asking you guys that question. How many of you who have had your polio vaccine got a much milder case of polio than otherwise? Okay. How many of you? How many of you still got it? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. So, how many? None. Exactly right. None of you. Why? Because when you got the polio vaccine worked to stop you from getting polio. That's what it was all about, right? Okay. Right. So, stopped in 1991. Okay. But yes, but those of us old folks that got the polio vaccine, all right, we didn't get polio because the vaccine stopped you from getting polio, right? So none of us got it. None of us. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers, and we're going to use the lovely, most vaccinated country in the world. We're going to go with Israel. These are their numbers. I'm not making these up. I'm giving you 100% factual information as it was presented out there on the internet. This is Israel, okay? And this is from as of the 15th of August. So we're not even talking within the last 3 weeks. This is as of the 15th of August. As of the 15th of August, 81.7% of all the people in Israel, 12 or older, because that's the age frame when they can get their vaccine, have had at least one dose. 74.8% of the people in Israel, 12 and older again, have had both. So that's a pretty substantial number of people that have had at least one or have had both. I mean, you're talking 75% of the people of Israel have had at least both doses if they are 12 or older. Okay. So there was 514 Israelis were hospitalized with severe or critical CV-19, a 31% increase. This is as of August 15th, guys. Okay. A 31% increase in just the last 4 days in there. So from the 11th of August, it had 31% increase of hospitalizations because of the virus. So there was 514 Israelis hospitalized in that time frame because of the virus. Here's the best part. You're gonna love this part. Of the 514, now these are just the hospitalizations in severe or critical condition with the virus. Okay, 59%, 59% of them were fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated, 59%. Okay. Of those ones that were hospitalized, 87% of them were 60 and older. 87% of those that were hospitalized because of this were 60 or older. All right. So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What it tells me is the don't work. Don't work. And again, when I keep hearing this nonsense, and I call it nonsense, and this is, again, this part is my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. All right. When I hear this nonsense, well, yes, I still got it, but it would have been much, much worse if I hadn't had the, right? How do you know? You don't know that. Well, because they told you? They also told you that you would be protected from it if you got it, if you got the shot. They also told you, it would be protected. So I'm going to call BS when I see BS. And like I said, we're using the most vaccinated country in the world numbers. I don't know what the updated numbers are. I couldn't find that information out there. Okay. But you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say that it's not true, that it would be a lot less, or a lot less severe if you had it. But first of all, you shouldn't have got it in the first place because it's supposed to protect you. So interesting, interesting fact. So the answer to the question, is it safe? Um, Again, safe from what? Is it stopping people from getting it? And again, this whole thing of breakthrough cases, that's poppycock. Okay, that's poppycock. Sorry, you know. And again, that's my opinion because there is way too many people getting it that have had both of them. So they need to pay attention. They need to pay attention. So to me, um, again, now the percentage of people that are hospitalized in very bad or critical condition are once again 60 and older. And I would almost guarantee, again, if you remember the statistic, I threw the statistic out before. It said 80% of all hospitalizations of people that got it had one mitigating factor in common, that these people were either way overweight or they were obese. So, again, if you are way overweight or you are obese or you're compromised, okay, so there is some fellow YouTubers. I know there's a fellow YouTuber that channel that I follow, and I'm not going to say what channel it is, but he's in the hospital right now and he has the virus, but he's also a diabetic, which puts him in a higher risk category. Okay, now again, if you are 100 pounds or more overweight, either you are pre-diabetic or you are diabetic because of that weight issue, which again makes you a higher risk of getting worse with something. Okay, I'm telling you guys, you got to pay attention to this stuff. You got to pay attention to this stuff. So, you know, when you have, so here's a question, just a curiosity question. And I talked about this a little bit before, and I thought this is important, so I thought we would bring it up again. Actually, before we do that, what are we up to? 687 in the chat. We're at 314 on a thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that as well. Also, I really do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's part of the game, obviously, so I appreciate it for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, but I'm not obese. I'm just short for my weight. I should be 6'8" instead of 5'4". Barb, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, you're just vertically challenged. It's not a weight problem. No. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, I'm overweight. I'm overweight. I could lose 30 pounds and, that would be a good thing. So I'm not like coming off of you like I'm so superior because I'm not fat. I'm fat. Trust me. I know I'm fat. And you know what the best part is? I'll have subscribers remind me that I'm fat. And I appreciate that. It's just like, and it's like, and for those of you, and I've had people say, oh, no, you're not fat. You don't understand. I've seen me naked. Okay. So yeah, I definitely, I definitely need to drop a few pounds. I've been doing good. I've been doing good. I'm getting better. Hey, Candace, um, it is said to discuss with your doctor, but the docs just spew scripted jargon and aren't willing to discuss anything rationally. You're right. Exactly. And again, thank you very much for that statement, and thank you very, very much for the donation as well. But only my cheek is right now. I'll tell you what. Just not having, and here's okay. So here's the thing. I want you guys to remember this. Let's talk about this for a second. And I thought about this, and I thought that's what the issue was. Do you guys remember there was a few live streams that I did, and I attributed to just being overtired, and my eye was kind of like droopy. Remember that? Do you guys remember that when that was happening? And I thought about it because look, where is this going right up to? Right up here into my sinuses, right? All this whole area here is where that root was. That infection and stuff had gotten all up into that area, which affected my eye. So I didn't even realize that things were getting as bad with that tooth as they were. So it's been an ongoing thing. It's been an ongoing thing for a while. So that's interesting. So I'm curious to see Once this all heals up and I feel better, I'll bet you don't see that droopiness in there anymore because I've taken care of this tooth. And I'll tell you. So I'll tell you this too. So with this tooth here and the one that was over here that got taken out, there was a lot of times that I was swallowing, and I would have a nasty taste in my own swallow, and I realized obviously that it was poison or infection from those teeth that I was swallowing. So, it definitely will affect your physical health. It will definitely affect your heart. Your teeth are so important. It's really really important to take care of them. So again, I am going to encourage all of you, if you have not taken care of your teeth, please take care of your teeth. I go back on the 13th, and I am having 4 cavities taken care of, and that's all I got. Then that's the rest. That's it. So I had to have two teeth pulled and have these 4 cavities taken care of, and then I'm back on the once every 6 month plan to go get a cleaning. So I am like beyond excited about that. But knowing that my teeth are squared away, when something happens, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, now I have all this tooth pain and I got to deal with that. And again, that could affect so many things. So really, really happy to get this taken care of. So why were dentist's office closed during the shutdown? I cracked a tooth in February and they said they would see me in November. Wow. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So many of these businesses were shut down during this whole thing that should not have been shut down. Why didn't they shut down Walmart? And these are questions. And okay, so we're going to do some questions, and I want you guys to. I want to hear your feedback in the chat on this, because a lot of this does not make any sense unless you're a big business and you're getting rich off of these type of things, right? So we have this thing come. They shut down every small business out there, put major restrictions on all these small businesses. All these restaurants that went under because they couldn't serve people. They could do takeout only. And then when they did open, they were limited capacity of how many people they could have in those restaurants. Terrible, horrible for these restaurants. You're trying to stay in business, and that it'll kill you. That will kill you, right? But Walmart stays open. Every major grocery store chain stayed open. Uh, Home Depot, Lowe's, Maynard's, all those big companies like that, all of them stayed open, right? Now, the only thing they made you do was, a lot of them made you wear a mask. And then they had their little lines on the which aisle you had to go which way, which I never listened to any of that. I went wherever I wanted to. Um, Again, all about control and about destroying, in my opinion, giving my opinion again. So we're going to do facts and do opinions. So I will always tell you what my opinion is. When I give information like I did with Israel, that's factual information that is out there. You can go and double check that and say, hey, Prepper Nurse 1 is not full of crap. This is factual information that he found, that he put out there, and stuff like that. But what my opinion is, I think a lot of these small businesses were destroyed on purpose to destroy the economy, to make the economy crappy like it has been since then. And then you put everybody on the government dole, and then all these people, you know, get used to that and they like it. Why would you go back to work? I mean, I get it. You ride a horse. If you ride a horse, you ride the horse till the horse is tired, or until you're tired. Well, if the horse is still taking you for that ride, you're going to keep riding, because it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to ride the horse. Now the horse gets tired. Now it's time to get off the horse. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I got to tell you this one. I love this one. So um, I had somebody in the comments, and I just laughed at this one because it's so ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So they were like, "Oh, will you be able to continue to get your benefits when you're down in West Virginia? Do they have, the welfare down there that you can get, like you're getting up here in New York?" So again, in the light of transparency, not on welfare, don't get any kind of money coming in from the government whatsoever. So that, just putting that out there. So I don't know where that person was getting. It was just somebody trying to get under my skin and give me, a hard time, which I could care less because it doesn't make any difference. But I laughed at that one. So, but yeah, people are just people are a trip. People are a trip. And I've been honest with you. One time in my life, I asked for food stamps, and that was when the kids were younger, many many years ago. And when I went and applied for them, and I needed a 6 week window because I had a job lined up, but it wasn't starting for 6 weeks. So I had a 6 week window where I needed food stamps. And if anybody that's ever been on food stamps in New York, the way that they did it then is they give you food stamps for 6 months. And I said, well, I don't need it for 6 months. I need it for 6 weeks. And they're like, doesn't matter. You're going to get it for 6 months. And I'm like, okay. So I got the food stamps for 6 months. And I will tell you, standing for me personally, standing in that line to get the benefits, and they asked me if I wanted help with rent and heap and all that type of stuff too, and I said no. Only thing I need help with, I want to make sure my kids have food. That's all I cared about, and so that's what I did. And it was one time, and when those six, and it was funny because when she pulled me up, she said, "Oh, you've never applied for benefits before?" I said, "No, never have," and I was in my late 40s. So, so it was just, that was one of those things that happens. And I was in a position that I needed help. And that's what it's there for. And it's a temporary thing. For me, it was. And as soon as I started that new job, obviously I let that run out and that was it. So, but yeah, so that was interesting. And I thought I would share that with you guys too. So one time in my life, I did collect food stamps, and that's it. So, yeah, how do you starve a socialist? Hide their or food stamps under their work boots. Exactly. Again, we'll see what happens. After Afghanistan, China, North Korea, and Iran and Russia will be like America's weak. We can do what we want. Pretty much, Viking Prepper. Um, China already came out with a statement saying that America is not as strong as they thought they were. And again, when we fight these wars with one hand tied behind our back, that's an issue. You know, that's an issue. When they can take the gloves off and say, go at it, and if we unleashed our true power, uh, that would be the end of that. And any of these conflicts would be over in a second. But they don't want these conflicts to be over like that. They don't want that because they're not making any money. I want you guys to here's a little homework assignment for you. Little homework assignment for you because I know what the numbers are. I know what the numbers are. You look at every single one of those big companies that make stuff for the government for war. Okay. Look at all those companies and see what their profits were over this last 20 years. Just check it out. You'd be amazed. You'd be like shocked because war is business. It is good business, and business is good when you're at war. Okay. Huge, huge. And they made a ton of money, ton of profits. I mean, I'm talking when you have a company's profits are up 200%. There's a reason for that. They don't want those wars to end. They want those wars to go on and on and on and on and on. So, but that's, like I said, if we did it the way we should do it, where you go in, okay, if you're a good Afghani, here's the line. You're on that side of the line. Anybody on this side of the line, you're a bad Afghani. And if we see you, we're going to wipe you out. End of story. And guess what? War's over 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That's it. That's it. And then we take over those territories and we keep them because now they're ours. That's how it should be. That's my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. And if a U.S. soldier is killed in XYZ village here, you wipe the whole village out. That's it, period. End of story. You make it so horrific to attack America and American soldiers that they just won't do it. There you go. And it's as simple as that. And it may sound horrible, and it may be like, how could you think like that? When it's war, it's war. And end of story. You do what you got to do, and that's it. But we don't. We fight with one hand tied behind our back. We try to win the hearts and minds, which never works. So there you are. So yeah, the rich people get richer and the poor people get poor. And the poor people are the ones that send their sons and daughters over into these war zones, not the rich. Hey, Asif, China is planning to use Baram Air Base in Afghanistan. Oh, it does. That doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all. The will to do what other men won't. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, but if yours, let me ask you this. I got people in the chat here. I know you got loved ones in the service. You got loved ones in the service, daughters, sons, cousins, grandchildren in the service right now. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I got people in this chat that have, somebody that they know, somebody that they love, uncles, aunts, whatever the case may be. Somebody in here has people over in the service. So if you had a strong government that didn't take no crap, and you knew that your children would be safe with somebody like me in charge, making those decisions to make sure they were safe, tell me you wouldn't appreciate that. Instead of having your children, your daughters, your sons, your grandchildren dying for nothing, for nothing. Something to think about. Something to think about. We need a Heather and Stella sighting tonight, please. I will let me text her and tell her to come in with the cat. Hold on a second. I'm just saying. So I mean, I want to hear your guys. I want to hear what you guys want to say in the comment about that. If somebody like me would make the hard decision and do what had to be done, would you appreciate that, or would you be like all those poor people over there, or would you rather see your son or daughter, your grandchildren, dead for nothing? So anyway, sorry. Don't get me on my soapbox. Don't do it. But anyway, so real quick, I want to talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper One community on my website. So if you go to preppernurse1.com, the community's there. It is free to join. It does not cost anything, but no credit card information is asked, but you do have to register. Also,
what did you do to Hella? She is just not leaving outside my door.
Really?
Yeah, she's been sleeping out there this entire stream.
And there's
the baby.
You can't even see her against your sweater.
I know. Well, you're wearing a black shirt too.
Well, we'll just do it like this. There she is.
Look at those eyes.
It's a pretty girl.
Gotta show the little white belly.
Oh, gotta show the white belly.
There you can see.
Yeah, her little white belly. And she's like, "Excuse me."
Well, she was napping, so.
So, but anyway, so definitely take advantage of the Prepper Nurse One community there. It's set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Also, on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. You can't even see her against my shirt.
I know, it looks like you're petting yourself.
I'm petting myself. I'm such a nice person. Look at me petting myself. So we have the Forefathers there, which is a CBD and a hemp store. If you click on their logo, once you go to my website, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, 15% will come off when you check out if you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. So please take advantage of that as well. The last thing I want to mention on my website is the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, also you will click on store. It will drop down. You will see Legacy Foods. You click on that. It will take you to the store within the website. What we have available is there. Definitely take advantage of that. 25-year shelf life, GMO free. It is vegan, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, it is gluten options available for people that need that as well. Oh, so they're asking, Heather, what is your name on Etsy?
I will type
she's gonna type it in the chat, guys.
Let's see.
She started getting stuff up there, and so definitely check out her stuff.
And I'm still like trying to get all the kinks out of it, So Not everything will be perfect, I'm sorry. But if you were to look on Etsy, Miss Carswell's Creations spelled the same, I should pop up.
So, so there it is for anybody that's looking and want to see some of Heather's jewelry. How many pieces do you have up there now?
Well, I'm gonna have to take down the two that.
Oh, that she bought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you email her?
Not yet. She actually just mentioned in the chat. I will email you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So we did get the email. I gave it, forwarded it to Heather, and so yes.
We will get that all sorted out.
Right. Okay.
Let me take her back so I can actually take those off of the site.
Okay. Well, you could leave them up there and say you could make them for somebody else.
But some of them are. I only have
Unique.
like one of them.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. Sorry. What do I know? So
Men. No, you don't know the jewelry.
no, we don't. I don't know. So anyway, guys, so definitely take advantage of that with the legacy freeze-dried food. It's a good thing to have in your preps as well. All right. So we'll say goodbye to Heather. We'll say goodbye to that. Okay. Deep breath, folks. Deep breath. I know it's 45, so we got to do the egg count. So we shall do that now. Deep breath. Deep breath. Let's do the egg count. What do you guys think the egg count was today? While we're doing that, again, yesterday we had, I believe, 8. Yesterday had a good day yesterday. Thick neck did lay yesterday, so I'm going to see what your guesses are. What your guesses are today. So again, while we're doing that, while you're getting your guesses out there, I'm asking again if you would throw another thumbs up there, and I do appreciate that. Biden is a Muppet in chief. Asif just said that's funny. Thank you for the donation, Asif. I do appreciate that. All right, let's see what we got here. I want to give credit to the first person that said it. So let me go back here and look at this. Hold on a second. And I will tell you. I was going to remember the name, and of course, then I forgot. All right, let's see here. All right. If you had the same exact guess as Life with Bobby, if you had the same guess as Life with Bobby with 5 eggs, just tell us. Easy there, Patty. Easy. Take a deep breath. We had 5 eggs today. Thick neck did not lay today, so that was how that went. But yeah, 5 eggs today. So, like I said, some of the girls are molting. One of the eggs we got today was kind of like a medium size, so I know it's one of the new girls laying. They're starting to get bigger. They're not so small anymore, like the little bitty pullet eggs. So, we'll take what they give us, and we'll be happy. So. Winner, chicken dinner. Yes, Viking Prepper had 5 eggs as well. So a few of you did. Few of you had 5. So Coop Cam. Yeah, I know I need to get that in place too. I should do that. I know. It's just one more thing. But what do we got here? 80K Man said we lined our road with American flags and 9/11 memorial flags tonight. I have great neighbors. That's awesome, man. That's very, very cool. Yeah, because that is absolutely coming up here. The 20-year anniversary of that, which is just amazing. Oh, so how about this? Heather is such a smart girl. She's such a smart girl. I may have to keep one of my new roosters. I may have to keep one of them because Heather brought up a great point. Great point. Now, we have 2 roosters already. We have Foghorn Leghorn and we have Goliath, right? Because he's the biggest rooster of the bunch. But what we don't have in our chicken yard, we don't have a David. David and Goliath. I mean, we got to get one of these. So I may have to keep one of these young male roosters and name him David, because eventually, realistically, eventually, that young rooster would be the one to take over. Um, a fox got 20 chickens and one gray slate turkey girl. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rebecca. Yeah, they are relentless and unforgiving. Very very relentless. So, but anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to keep one of the male roosters and they are really, really pretty. They're really, really pretty. They're just beautiful birds. They really, really are. So I may have to keep one of them. So you're going to have to get a chicken hawk for foghorn leghorn. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I may end up doing in the future? What I may do is take some of them down to West Virginia with me. I may end up doing that down there. Hello, what's the matter, baby? Come here, girly. See, the other dogs are in her way. Come here. Come on. Well, come up and say hello. I know. Oh, I know. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. She's such a baby. You're a big baby. Yeah, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. You know what the best part is? She is very protective, but she's a very gentle dog. We'll have I'll be eating Cheez-Its. I'll give you an example. So I'll have three dogs sitting there. Yeah, well, I'll have three dogs sitting around there, and I'll give them each a Cheez-It at a time. And are you gonna take up the whole camera? Huh? You're gonna take up the whole camera? So I will give them a Cheez-It at a time, and she's so gentle when she takes food because she's a good girl, aren't you, baby? Yes. Okay. All right. You got to get down. I got to do my show. Yes, I know. She wants all the attention. Yeah, she's a big dog. Big, big dog. So, but anyway, moving forward, I know I threw a lot of information at you early in the stream tonight. I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback on those type of things. But the most important thing that I want you guys to do, realistically, is think. Always think. It is so critical to not just, you got, when you watch the news, when you watch television, they're giving you the information that they want to give you. They're not giving you all the information, and they're not letting you have an objective opinion or an objective thought. What they're doing is they're telling you what they want you to hear. They're telling you what they want you to believe, and that's how they do it. And so that's where the issue is. So doing your own research, looking at all things, and realizing the manipulation level goes beyond reason, it is amazing. So like, it boggles my mind. It absolutely boggles my mind. And again, the mantra is always the same. I mean, have you heard, and let's ask this question. Um, you know, when you look at Biden, you can tell that he is he's a fragile old man, is what he is. I mean, let's be 100% honest. He's a very fragile older gentleman. There's nothing wrong with being an older gentleman, but he is not sharp anymore. Those days are gone. So there's somebody pulling his strings behind the scenes. That's a fact. It's an absolute fact. Oh, well, let me rephrase. Sorry. My opinion. My opinion. He is a lifelong politician, and that's what he is. And so he's got his hands in a lot of pockets. Has had for a long, long time, and there's issues there. And so if you don't realize with having a leader that weak, that it weakens us as a country. That's a scary thing. That is a scary, scary thing. So, but it'll be interesting to see how things continue to play out. I'm still standing by my bet that I have with my buddy that I said within 1 year. So I have until January, and time is running out here on that one. I said, but within 1 year, Biden would be out. Biden would be out. That was my guess. That Harris would be in then, and we're screwed. We are screwed with her as president as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Really, really will be. So, yep, JJ's drink salute. That's right. Because JJ loves Arizona green tea. I don't know, I like Arizona green tea. So, all presidents are puppets, including Trump. They're all bought and paid for. Every single last one of them. And at the end of the day, and I've said this, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but at the end of the day, every one of these presidents are lining their own pockets. They're lining the pockets of their rich friends and the people that got them elected, the special interest groups that got them elected. At the end of the day, they could care less about us. I mean, George Carlin, if you guys want to hear some really insightful stuff, go listen to George Carlin. When he talks about they're in a big club and you ain't in it. I'm not in it. So that's how it goes, and that's how it is. That's the reality. It's a big old club and we're not in it. That's the fact. So, we need to be watching out for ourselves. The realization I think that a lot of people do not realize, there's strength in numbers, always going to be strength in numbers. Okay. We as preppers, as off-gridders, as people that are awake, we have a lot more power than we give ourselves credit for. We really, truly do. We can really, truly make a difference. And I always say that. I know that. I continue to preach that, and I will continue to preach that till the cows come home. But we are in a position when things happen, like Hurricane Ida that just happened, we're in a position to make a difference and help people. And I think that's important that we do that. Hey, Asif, every president comes with money back guarantee, too big biz. Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's just it's unreal. It is unreal. 2022, take back both houses and end this lunacy. And again, um, you know, and I want you to remember this as well. Let's think about this. During Trump's first 2 years as president, the Republicans, just like right now, the Democrats, the Republicans controlled both the House and the Senate. Could have pushed through anything that they wanted to push through, anything. Um, but they stall, they drag their feet. They'll push through certain things, but not everything. You know how much they could bang out because they own the presidency, they own the House, they own the Senate. You know how many things that they could bang out? They don't have to. They don't have to get any Republicans' approval. Just a majority vote gets it done with a lot of things. Not everything, but with a lot of things. So there's a lot of games being played behind the scenes. So again, and I'll say this: Republican, Democrat, two sides of the same coin, two wings on the same bird. They're never going to look out for us. They're never going to. So, you know, but it'll be interesting to see how things or play out. It really will. In the meantime, the one thing that we absolutely have 100% control over is our own destinies individually. What we can do to help ourselves. And that's what's important. And that's what we need to be focusing on. What can we do to help ourselves, put ourselves in better situations to be able to deal with what's going on? And again, I think that that's important. We continue to do that and continue to prep. And when the time comes, do what we have to do. Do what we have to do. And that doesn't mean overthrow anything. That doesn't mean taking over anything. It means surviving whatever happens. That's what I mean by doing what you have to do. Protecting your families, protecting the people that you love and care about, looking out for the neighbors that you choose to look out for, you know, and that's what it comes down to. It's always choices. It's what we decide we want to do for the greater good, if you will. But again, there's going to be definitely people out there that are going to have bad intentions when something goes on. They always do, every time. I when I talked about, and I'm going to bring this up really quickly because I had somebody made a comment about this, and I replied to them. So somebody made a comment of like with New Orleans, and it says, well, everybody that stayed behind in New Orleans is not looting. Some people can't afford to be able to leave, and I get that. I get that, but I never said, and this is what I told them in the comment. I never said all the people that stayed behind loot. That's not what I said. I said some people, if you go back and watch the video, you'll see it. Some people will stay behind on purpose because they want to loot. That's what they do. That's a fact. I'm not making anything up. So, that's something to think about as well. So, right now, here's an interesting article I did see today. We'll talk about Louisiana really quickly. There are people lining up because they don't have enough gas. So they're trying to run generators to keep the power going. I did see that they said that New Orleans, the city itself, would have power back on within a week. So by next week, they're saying that the city itself will have power back on. Now, if that happens, great. If it doesn't, well, we'll see how it goes from there. But you know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that they got all those refineries down there, and they're not being able to have enough gas to be able to run the things that they need to run right now. And again, another good reason to be stocked up. You know, giving yourself an advantage, giving yourself an edge is so so important. Really, really is. Real quickly again, we got 607 in the chat. We got 533 on the thumbs up. Let's get this puppy up over 600 before we jump off here. We got another 20 minutes or so to go. Uh, Again, if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better for the channel as well. So I thank you for that reason as well. And it just pushes us up higher in the algorithms. And also, somebody's mad at somebody. I don't know what's going on there. But so also again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you ahead of time for doing so as well. But yep, everybody behave. Everybody be nice in the chat, please. Thank you very much. Somebody was saying that they hope that I feel better with my tooth. Yeah, tooth pain is no fun. I knew what I was going to go through getting a tooth out. And so I got to tell you guys, and this is the best. This is the best. So as a prepper, right? And again, I deal with pain. I always have. And I got. There's two things I want to mention with that. So always have dealt with pain. So I had my tooth out, and so the doctor, same doctor that pulled my tooth out in July, he said, do you still have any meds left over from the first time you had your tooth pulled out? And I said, well, yeah, I do. And he says, well, if you want, I won't write you another prescription then. And I said, no, actually, if you would write me another prescription, and I said, and I'll tell you why. I said, I won't use a lot of them. I said, but then I put the rest away back for my preps. He goes, your preps? And so I explained to him, what I do. Our bad. Hey, if you had to get the Fauci prick, which would you think is less harmful? Which would you accept if mandated, JJ or the MNR? I wouldn't take either one. I'll be honest with you. I would refuse to take anything, mandated or not mandated. I'm not taking any of them. That's just my opinion. I'm not putting that stuff in my body. I know that, like I said, if you had to make a choice, you have to do what's best for you individually. but it's the one that seems the less harmful would be the J&J one if you had to do it. So, but my opinion is none. That's my opinion. But I mean, like I said, you got to do what you got to do for you. So that's where I kind of stand with that. But anyway, so what I said to the doc was, I said, if you go ahead and write me another prescription, I'm going to put the rest away. And he goes, oh, okay, I'll write you another prescription then. So the first tooth I had pulled, they gave me 30 Vicodin. And I'll tell you because I don't care. I used three. I used three of them. Initially, when I come home, I had the tooth pulled. I took two right away because you can take two or one or two every 4 to 6 hours for pain. So I took two right away. And then 6 hours later, I took one more. And that's it. That's it. That's all I take. And then after that, I manage it with Motrin or ibuprofen or whatever the case may be. So this time, when I had this tooth pulled, I did the same exact thing. So I've added a whole bunch of Vicodin to my preps. Now, I will tell you this as well. 6 years ago, when I had my cancer surgery, right? Cancer free 6 years now. Very, very happy. First of all, let me knock on wood when I say that. They gave me pain meds then when I had that surgery. I still have pain meds from that surgery. They are in my preps. I believe that when the time comes and things happen and things go south, I think it's important to have meds on hand. And if you can have painkillers of some sort on hand, I think it's a good thing to do. And so there we are. There. So that's, but congratulations on the 6 years. Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, it's a wonderful milestone. Really, really happy to get there. Um, but yeah, but when I explained it to the doctor, he was like, because it was funny because he could tell, because when I went to my dentist, he had asked me, he says, how are you managing your pain before I had the tooth extracted? And I said, oh, just Advil. So, but that's what I do. So anyway, real quickly, I would like to do some shout outs. Let's do that really quickly and get that out of the way for other channels. Obviously, right at the very top of my list is going to be Icky Can up in Canada. I would ask you to go up there and support him and, give him some support. He's a good guy. He's living on his homestead and he's doing his thing. So if you would follow him, I would appreciate it. JJ or North Shore Preparedness is going to throw the link up there. North Shore Preparedness is another channel you should follow. 80K Man, who is also in the chat, is another channel you should follow. Another good guy. He does a lot about camping up in the Adirondacks. So I think that's kind of cool. Good information up there. Check his stuff out as well. Also, Sean James up in Canada, another Canadian. Great, great channel with My Self Reliance and also Sean James. Good dude. Check him out as well. And he's rebuilding, starting all over again. And so that's what he's doing. It's amazing to watch this guy work. He's incredible. Very skilled guy. Very, very skilled guy. Canadian Prepper is another good channel. He has a lot of good information. A lot of things to pay attention to that he's putting out there. We have Marfugal News, excuse me, out in Seattle with Dax. Good guy, very down to earth. Definitely show him some support as well. Go to these channels. Tell him Prepper Nurse 1 sent you. Oppenheimer Ranch Project with Diamond. Love his stuff. Very, very smart individual. Definitely much smarter than I am. As somebody that I think you guys should absolutely follow. Okay. The Suspicious Observer is another channel. A lot of cool information. Doug and Stacy, another great channel. Also, you have Green Greg's down in South Carolina. Definitely follow him as well. Pinball Preparedness. Follow him as well. Alaskan Prepper is another good channel. Absolutely follow him. Alaskan Granny is another one. Southern Prepper 1 comes to mind. And so there is a lot of great channels with a lot of good information. Angry Prepper down in New York City is another one. Absolutely. I love Angry Prepper. I think I've talked to him several times on the phone. Very, very down to earth, very, very smart man. Gray Man Prepping. Yes, another very, very good channel. I've been on his show and a real nice guy as well. I like him as well. So yeah, it's, and I'm looking forward to meeting Pinball when we have to get together in October. And so I think that that's important as well. So Oh, well, thank you very much. North Shore Preparedness said, Ed, PN1 has a great channel too. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It continues to grow, which is awesome. And, it is, it's very, very cool. I've been very, very blessed to have this channel. Any of you guys know that have followed me for any length of time knows my ultimate goal down the road here, if the channel continues to grow. Bjorn Hansen, yep, is another really good channel. He's got a lot of good information on there as well. Yep. Um, I want to give back. I want to give back to the prepping community, to other preppers, to help people out. That's my ultimate goal down the road. Depends if I ever get to that level. Like Wranglestar. Wranglestar's got a huge channel, really good guy as well, and I like his stuff as well. So but yeah, there's if I ever get to that point, I have plans. And I plan on being very very giving to the community that helped me get to where I am. So that's my ultimate plan with that. So just putting that out there ahead of time because I think that that's important. So anyway, um, so what was I going to say? Uh, so let's do this now. So I just did a bunch of channels, and I think that's like I said, I think it's really important that we support each other. I really do. Every channel brings a different look at things. And I Magic Prepper, I forgot to mention him. He's out in North Dakota. So there's another good channel. So, but I really think that different people's viewpoints, looking at things from a different angle, everybody looks at things differently, and I think that's really cool to do. So I definitely, yeah, John X Army's gone. I know his channel was deleted. There's a few. It's amazing how certain channels will come in and they'll be really big for a little while and then they're just completely gone. Um, some people, you know, you know, some people just they don't have the longevity. There is a lot of things that you have to deal with being online, and the only people realistically that understand what with dealing with the hate and the trolls and all that other stuff that goes along with it, the only ones that really understand are other YouTubers, because they're dealing with the same exact thing. It's not like it's an isolated thing that they're only attacking one person. They're attacking a lot of people. They're attacking a lot of people, and they do it because they're miserable and they're unhappy, which is unfortunate. But that's what it's part of what you have to deal with if you are putting your life on the line. You're putting it out there to share with people, sharing information. You're always going to have people that don't like you. It's just the way it is. Like my buddy is always busting my chops all the time. He says, "What's the matter? You can't keep 95,000 people happy." So with that perspective, I don't even try. I'm going to continue to be me. Being me got me where I am. Being honest to a fault got me where I am. Saying it like it is got me where I am. I am never going to BS you guys. It's just not who I am. Never going to be who I am. So I just figure keep it real. Sharing information, making you think. Hopefully, that's important. Encouraging you to prep. Continue to encouraging you to get ready, because that's what's really important. Being Making sure that you are not a victim is my most important mission. That's my most important mission. Oh yes, happy homesteader. Oh well, happy prepper, the young man as well. That's another nice young man. So let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge army of people, and we are the good Legion, like the American Legion and the Roman Legion, not the bad biblical Legion. We're not like that one. We're not a demon. We're good. So, where is everybody from tonight? We have Melbourne, Australia in the house. Philip, welcome. Thank you for staying up late to be here. We have Brad in Missouri, Central Missouri, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Canada again, upstate South Carolina, Vancouver, Washington, southern tier of New York, Indiana. We have Nevada in the house, BC, Canada, Troy, North Carolina, Kansas, California, Indiana, Somerset, Pennsylvania, Florida, Beech Grove, Indiana, Missouri, Raleigh, North Carolina, Kansas, New Mexico, Campbell, Missouri, Key West, and Florida. Disneyland is at California or Florida. I know, I think that might be California. Cape Cod, Andover, Ohio, Ontario, Canada, New Jersey. Let's see, Georgetown, Louisiana, Alabama, Madison, New Mexico, the UP of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, for those of you that don't know, near Ottawa, Canada, very nice. Nowhere, Oklahoma, still my favorite name of any place. Franklin County, Ohio, Miami, Florida, Jeffersonville, Indiana, West Virginia, Wichita, Washington, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Nova Scotia, Central Pennsylvania, Kansas, Iowa, Palm Beach, Florida. Let's see, Cincinnati, Ohio, Madison, New Mexico, Tennessee again, East Texas, Bumstead, Florida, Telford, Alabama, the Adirondacks, very nice. Go Bills. No, go Cowboys. Ulster Park, New York, Ireland, very nice, full of hope from Ireland, staying up late. Manchester, England, Mark over there, very nice. Thank you for staying up late as well. I know you guys on a 5-hour difference, so very, very late. So thank you guys for being here. East Tennessee, Chile, Antarctica, very nice. Waterloo, New York, Smoky, California, I can imagine. Let's see, we got Michigan in the house, Siberia. If you're really Siberia, that's cool, but otherwise, shame on you for lying. Delaware, Steeler Nation. No, 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 no. Trophy Club, Texas. Ohio State Buckeyes. No, I'm sorry. I gotta go with Roll Tide, baby. Alabama, college football. I gotta go with Alabama. So, Indian Trail, North Carolina. Very nice. Texas again. So, Southern West Virginia. Very nice, Anita. Hillsboro, Oregon. Smoky, Southern Oregon. That's Bonnie in Chewy. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are truly a huge, huge family. We are very, very fortunate that we're the ones that are awake. We have an advantage over almost most of the population, more than 95% of the population, just by the fact that we're awake and that we're prepping. So that's a really, really good thing. So what are we at? 616 on the thumbs up. Let's shoot for 650 just for fun. Let's see if we can hit 650. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, let's get it up over 650. I appreciate that. It really does help for the channels for showing support. I do appreciate that. And again, yeah, awake, not woke. Exactly. There's a big, big difference. Big, big difference. Northeast Colorado in the house. Sally, very nice. I have not been to Colorado yet, but that is one place that I definitely will go before I die. I definitely want to check that out. I think that would be a very cool place to go. I love mountains, so Colorado would definitely be a place for mountains. That's for sure. And again, it really does help with algorithms. So the more interaction, the better that way as well. And I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. And once again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure that you hit that bell icon to get it to get all notifications as well. Michelle, thank you for giving me something to look forward to. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I was very close there. I used to live in Chapel Hill. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Ladies and gentlemen who do the moderating for me, thank you so much. You are very, very much appreciated. You're the best. We have a great crowd in here. So I want to thank all of you guys that come into these streams and hang out for the hour and 20 minutes that we do this. You are very much appreciated as well. And I thank you for the support as well. We have some great chats, share a lot of information. Again, my biggest takeaway from these, I hope you think and do your own research on things. I really hope you do that. And I hope that you do not be victims. I hope that you are proactive and that you continue to work towards being as independent as you possibly can be and being as ready as you possibly can be. So please, please do that. Be proactive, help yourselves. That's really, really important. All right. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can get to that point, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We really will be. We got to stop letting them divide us. We got to stop letting them divide us over race. Doesn't matter what race you are. You're a human being. Okay. There's good and bad in every color that is out there. So it's not like these people are better than these people. We're all the same. We all bleed red. When you cut us, we all bleed red. So let's remember that. Okay. Also, um, stop letting them divide us over religion. Worship whatever you want to worship, whatever way that makes you happy. That's what we should be respectful of each other. If you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're Buddhist, if you're Hindu, born again, whatever, whatever you want to worship, whatever way you want to worship, as long as it gives you peace of mind, who cares what anybody else thinks? That's my take on that. Okay. So let's respect each other from that level as well. Let's stop letting them divide us over political affiliation. Not every liberal is a lunatic. Not every conservative is a lunatic. All right. Are there fringes on both ends that are lunatics and extremists? Absolutely. Absolutely, there are. But I think that the majority of people, and this again is my opinion, conservative, liberal, or independent, I think we all primarily want the same things, which is to be happy, to have our family, to go to work, to have something to look forward to in life. I think that's what most of us want. Also, stop letting them now. The new divide is the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. Stop blaming other people for things that is not the case. If you choose to be vaccinated, knock yourself out, go do it. If you choose not to, then don't. Period. And how is it anybody else's business, period? It's not. Okay? So stop letting them do that to us. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. So what we hit 650. Should we go for 675? And I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm always going to keep pushing it. Let's see if we can do 675. I'm off of here in like a minute and a half. So let's see what we can. Let's see how high we can get it up for, guys, for that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. So also STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do in life, the only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. If you stay positive and if you stay away from the negativity, you stay away from negative people that want to bring you down, don't let them bring you down. Put those people out of your life. Sometimes that's a family member. Sometimes that's supposedly a friend. Sometimes that's a spouse. You have to get rid of them and you have to put them behind you. And unfortunately, that happens. It happens. So, but you can't let people hold you back from your dreams, your aspirations, what you want to accomplish. And the only one that can do it, again, look in that mirror. That's it. That's the only one. So what do we got? 7 away, guys. 668. We need 7 more. 7 more thumbs up. Let's see if we can get it. We get to 675 and I'm done. So, but anyway, again, just, stay focused, stay positive, continue to prep, continue to get ready. We don't know how much time we're going to have. That's not for us to know. It really isn't. But we can just do what we can control, and that is getting ready, taking care of the people that we love and care about, and doing that. So we hit 675. That's awesome. I didn't think we would hit that high. But that's very, very cool. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here. I hope you're all safe. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all later. All right. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.